trying to order the material, but then it has a natural chaos as well.
The way you go about making something has to be very deliberate.
There is a place for objects that are made by head, hand, and heart and are used that way. I'm a sculptor.
I'm a silversmith.
I'm a glassmaker.
I am a potter.
I suppose I'm a maker.
Right there in the piece, if you look closely, you can see the signature of the person. You get a feeling for the individual who did these personal things. To replicate a piece, you're really going back through those same processes and steps. So the whole history of craft evolution is really right there. The fact that rich people bought it, I couldn't care less. The fact that it took stupefying talent to make it, that's what lights my fire. I'm Randy O'Donnell, and I'm a carpenter and woodworker. My maternal grandfather built houses, and even as a 2-year-old, I accompanied him daily. So I started working on houses in high school. I evolved through houses into the things in the houses. The only way I could survive in my kitchen's richness was I offered hand dovetailed drawers. It was simple. I could get any job I bid on because nobody could do that. That just kind of fed the fire of, oh, I see. There's not that many people doing this handwork. I can survive like this. Not to mention, wow, was that neat. During that time, I made my first pieces of period furniture. It became a labor of passion, a thing of choice. To improve on a perfect thing is difficult, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's wonderful enough as it is, but to make a perfect wheel, that's challenging enough. Often the antique is a dark, somber, crusty old finish, and we make a new one in blistering, screaming tiger maple. You can't help but get a love for the wood. Indiana is the cornucopia of the hardwood forest. There's a variety of species here, second to nowhere. It's amazing. The hickories, the elms, all the oaks. There's 17 kinds of oaks here. All kinds of maple, soft and hard, and they all have such endearing qualities. As intoxicating as the materials are, equally, or more so even, is the process. Lathe is great fun tool. It can be frustrating at first, if not intimidating, but each little inch that you gain is so magic and intoxicating that it quite easily feeds on itself. To spend hours and hours and days standing in front of the spinning wood, it is a wonderful experience. With a power tool, you're doing something to the wood, not with. When you're hand planing or chiseling, carving, you're extremely aware of the direction of the grain. The chisel is slicing, cutting, not chopping. With a hand tool, you can do these types of things. There's no way a machine tool can. The ball and claw foot is a motif that arrived in the West with the arrival of tea. The ball and claw foot must represent a dragon clutching a pearl, which the pearl represents wisdom, the dragon strength. And so this became a popular motif in Europe and then later in America. As we open our eyes and look around, everything we see, that knob, that carpet, that pole, everything made by machine. What if it wasn't? What if everything had somebody say, oh, that's straight enough, plane that down a little bit, that knob was a handmade thing? What if, those walls were all hand-planed surfaces, these beams, everything. There wasn't any rotary equipment, no machinery, no electricity. What influence might that have had on an artisan whose buttons on his shirt, whose every little thing was handmade by an individual? What kind of influence might that have had on the creative process? I suspicion, real neat, real neat.